The arena was a cacophony of noise, roars, cheers, and the clanging of weapons echoed through the metallic walls. The air was thick with the scent of sweat, blood, and the faint tang of alien pheromones. In the center of it all stood Kral'thax, a towering alien warrior from the Zorathian dominion. His chitinous exoskeleton gleamed under the harsh lights, and his 4 muscular arms flexed as he raised his serrated blades high, basking in the adoration of the crowd. Kral'thax was undefeated. For years, he had dominated the Galactic Arena, a brutal proving ground where warriors from across the galaxy came to test their mettle. His opponents, whether they were the crystalline warriors of the Krall or the plasma-wielding Pyraxians, had all fallen before him. And now, he had a new challenger. The announcer's voice boomed through the arena. "Ladies and gentlemen, beings of all species, prepare yourselves. For the first time in Galactic Arena history, a human has entered the fray. Give a warm welcome to Captain Elias Drake of Earth." The crowd erupted into a mix of laughter and jeers. Humans were a relatively new addition to the galactic community, and their reputation was underwhelming. They were seen as weak, fragile, and utterly unsuited for combat. Kral'thax sneered as the humans stepped into the arena. Elias Drake was unimpressive by galactic standards. He stood at just over 6 feet tall, with no exoskeleton, no natural weapons, and only 2 arms. He wore a simple combat suit, reinforced with lightweight armor, and carried a plasma rifle slung across his back. His face was calm, almost bored, as he surveyed the arena and his opponent. Kral'thax let out a deep, rumbling laugh. "A human? This is my challenger? Your fragile body can't handle me, little creature. I'll crush you before the fight even begins." Elias tilted his head, his lips curling into a faint smirk. "Big talk for a guy who looks like a lobster got into a fight with a porcupine." The crowd gasped. No one had ever dared insult Kral'thax to his face. The Zorathian's eyes narrowed, and he stepped forward, his blades gleaming. "You'll regret those words, human. I'll make sure your death is slow and painful." The announcer's voice cut through the tension. "Begin." Kral'thax charged, his massive form moving with surprising speed. His blades whirled in a deadly dance, aiming to cleave Elias in 2. But the human was ready. He sidestepped the first strike, ducked under the second, and rolled away from the third. Kral'thax growled in frustration, his attacks growing more frenzied. Elias moved like water, flowing around the Zorathian's strikes with ease. He didn't bother drawing his rifle, instead, he relied on his agility and reflexes to stay one step ahead. The crowd, initially dismissive, began to murmur in surprise. This human was different. Kral'thax roared, bringing all 4 blades down in a devastating overhead strike. Elias leaped back, the blades embedding themselves in the arena floor. Before the Zorathian could pull them free, Elias darted forward, delivering a powerful kick to Kral'thax's midsection. The alien staggered, his exoskeleton cracking under the force of the blow. "Not so tough now, you?" Elias taunted, his voice calm but laced with venom. Kral'thax snarled, yanking his blades free. "You'll pay for that, human." The fight intensified. Kral'thax's attacks were relentless, but Elias continued to evade them with almost supernatural precision. The human's movements were calculated, every dodge and counterattack executed with flawless timing. The crowd was on the edge of their seats, their jeers replaced by cheers of excitement. Finally, Elias decided it was time to end the fight. He drew his plasma rifle, firing a series of precise shots at Kral'thax's legs. The Zorathian howled in pain as the plasma burned through his exoskeleton, forcing him to his knees. Elias approached, his rifle trained on the alien's head. Your fragile body can't handle me, Elias said, echoing Kral'thax's earlier words. But it's not your body that's the problem. It's your ego. Kral'thax glared up at him, his pride wounded more than his body. Do it, human. Finish me. Elias lowered his rifle. I'm not here to kill you. I'm here to prove a point. Humans may not have exoskeletons or natural weapons, but we've got something you'll never understand: adaptability. We've survived on a planet that's tried to kill us since the day we crawled out of the ocean. And now, we're here, in the stars, ready to take on whatever the galaxy throws at us. The crowd erupted into cheers, their earlier disdain replaced by admiration. Kral'thax stared at Elias, his expression unreadable. Finally, he bowed his head in a gesture of respect. You have proven yourself, human. I was wrong to underestimate you. Elias nodded, extending a hand to help the Zorathian to his feet. Don't worry. You're not the first, and you won't be the last. As the two warriors left the arena side by side, the crowd continued to cheer. The Galactic Arena had seen many battles, but none quite like this. For the first time, a human had not only survived, but triumphed, proving that even the most fragile bodies could house the strongest spirits. And so, the legend of Captain Elias Drake began, a human who had faced the galaxy's greatest warrior and emerged victorious, not through brute strength, but through wit, adaptability, and an unbreakable will. The galaxy would never look at humans the same way again.